2020? Oh, my freaking wildest beliefs. This wasn't a good year for me, as it probably wasn't for any of us. Here are the reasons this year sucked. January and February weren't bad that much, but March was when it all began. March was when COVID became an issue, and so many places, including my school, had to close down for a while. We were all stuck at home with online school and so many events were cancelled or postponed. My house normally has housekeepers that come weekly, but we had to keep them out for a month and a half. My house was a barnyard until we hired them back in May. During the second half of March, we were mainly just getting settled in, doing some chores, and a little basketball outside, and my brothers liked to get lunch from our local deli delivered. We often argued over who gets to cook first. We had too many family dinners when I'd rather be by myself, but then that's when I started making videos again. April, very boring. It was just raining and raining all month long. I did a little walking when it was nice, rode my bike a little, and realized I am still able to do my long walks while social distancing and washing my hands. May got a little better. On the 3rd, I got a home haircut and played some more basketball with my brothers. On the 5th and 17th, I mowed the lawn, and over the other weeks, I continued with my videos, did some more walking, and for Memorial Day weekend, we went 240 miles up since we do have a house up there, and when we got back, I cleaned out my room, and the last day of that month was my personal favorite during quarantine. I got some food delivered, and then we went to graduation caravan, and I got to see my best friend. We talked to each other, while social distancing. June, that month was awful. It was the month where my dog started refusing me because he'd rather hang out with my mom. There was even one time when he nearly bit me. Well, luckily he didn't, but still. Not to mention all the arguing I had with my brothers over what we watch at lunch, when we go on vacation, and over our dog. There were some exceptions though. I went to the beach, went ziplining, and had some good walks in the woods 240 miles up from my original home. July got worse. On the 3rd, we went to a bouquet river and I was bored, and I didn't want to use my phone because I don't want to spread COVID germs. The 4th wasn't terrible since I climbed a mountain, though there was some arguing over the dogs. The 5th, 6th, and 7th were good days, but on the 8th, everyone had to help put the dishes away, which makes things worse than only one person because so many are in the same spot trying to do the same things. On the 9th, we were arguing over wearing just my underwear to bed due to the hot weather. On the 10th, it was a normal Friday. On the 11th, I went to a camp, which made a lot of arguing and uncomfortable 3 across and side-by-side sitting. I hate going to this camp so much. On the 12th, the cousins spread rumors about a serial killer who would kill people if they ate pancakes. On the 13th, a thunderstorm prevented me from going swimming. The 14th, 15th, and 16th were fine days, but the 17th, it was hard to get ice cream for dessert because it closed early for odd reasons. The worst day of this month was the 18th. My dad was finishing his mountain list, and I had to go to support him. I didn't know how long it was going to last, so I was starving there. Also, the sign said no hiking, and I did not want to get arrested for breaking the rules. I have autism, I almost always adhere to rules. I stayed down and was incredibly bored. Plus, while we were getting there, my mom was arguing with me on how to get there. It was a lot of time wasted that I could have spent making videos had I not gone. The days got better after that, despite the arguing, mainly at the pool, on a few days, not to mention when my older brother guided me out of the bathroom when he could have just used a different one. I don't have much to say about August, except I started walking even more, as well as eating at the benches at my local deli for the first time since late 2019 September. That month was ridiculous, except for the very end. I had to go up to the same camp that I did in July, and it wasn't very fun that much. However, when we got back, there were a few good days, but not a lot. On the 6th, I walked to Staples to get my school supplies. On the 7th, I got my classes, and I had a class with my best friends in 2 classes, Spanish and English. On the 8th, it was my first day, and it went out fine. except my Chromebook wasn't really working with the internet. On the 9th, it was a normal day. On the 10th, my Chromebook continued to not work, but got better later in the day. On the 11th, one of my teachers forgot to put the Google Meet link in Google Classroom, making me late for that class. The 12th and 13th were a normal weekend. On the 14th, I accidentally wore my slides to school, but none of the teachers cared. On the 15th, I played basketball with my brothers, but the game got interrupted because I saw a bunch of my friends. The 16th was a normal day. On the 17th, I didn't have first period, so I went to school a little later. On the 18th, there was some arguing on biking on the sidewalk versus the road. On the 19th, my mom almost took away my biking for a week, until my dad prevented that from happening. On the 21st, it was a normal Monday. The 22nd wasn't quite a good day. It was my grandpa's birthday, and my parents forced me to hang out with him for dinner, but I didn't feel comfortable doing it because of COVID. The 23rd was a better day because I did some walking after school because of the 1:30 dismissal Wednesdays. The 24th was normal, but the 25th got me into trouble. I went to the local deli for lunch, and there were over 25 people inside. It was so hard to social distance. I had to, quote-unquote, quarantine from my family. The 26th was my favorite day of that month. I was back allowed to take the train, so I did a 7-mile walk and took it home, and I also got some Burger King delivered with DoorDash. The 27th was normal. The 28th I bought some new shirts, the 29th I did some yoga in PE, and the 30th, I went to a meatball store to buy my favorite meatballs. October, November, and December weren't bad months for me personally. Let's start with October. On October 1st, I talked to my best friend in Spanish and we did an oral activity together. On the 2nd, my school had a 1-hour delay. On the 3rd, I did some walking, followed by a dance party with some cupcakes and other snacks. That following week including Columbus Day weekend were fine. The 14th was a really good day because I got a peaceful bike ride to my deli, followed by some beautiful walking on such a nice day. The 3rd week was okay. The really good day happened on Saturday, the 24th, because it was my first time taking down a video copied off mine, and when I did my 7-mile walk, I didn't touch my phone, so I didn't have to wipe it when I got home. The 25th and 26th were normal. On the 27th, I had a free before lunch and biked to the local deli and got extra food. On the 28th, there was a little arguing over what we watched. On the 29th, I shared an umbrella with one of my friends, which was the one time I intentionally broke the social distancing rule. On the 31st, I spent that Halloween as if it were any other day, which included my 7-mile walk again. November was personally a great month for me. On the 4th, I did that same walk due to the 1:30 Wednesday. The 5th wasn't quite a good day though. My best friend told me all I did in the past was bother her, even though she thanked me back then for all those actions. Why didn't she tell me that then? I was worried I'd lose her. However, the 7th was when things got better, a lot better I should say. My dog didn't refuse unlike most days, which was followed by Biden winning the election, and then a beautiful, scenic 7-mile walk, as well as a beautiful sunset. On the 8th and 10th, I did some more walking while the beautiful weather continued. Also, on the 10th, I was partnered with my best friend during Spanish class. The rest of that week and the following week were normal, and on the 24th, I went shopping by myself. On the 25th, I bagged some leaves. On the 26th, it was Thanksgiving. It was bad at first with the arguing over wearing a collared shirt, but a nice walk made the day better. On the 27th, I did my classic 7-mile walk again. On the 28th, I mailed some Christmas cards, actually myself, not with stamps and the mail. December was mostly a fine month. On the 2nd, I cooked dinner for my dad. On the 3rd, we had a scavenger hunt in PE. On the 4th, I got an award for Earth Science. On the 5th, I did a little live stream on Twitch. On the 6th, I got a Christmas tree. On 7th, I got my brother some lunch at the local deli. A normal week, and on the 15th, I got my new iPhone. On the 17th, It was snowing, and there was a professional who shoveled our driveway. On the 18th, my brothers and I played in the snow and had some snowball fights along with my dog. On the 21st, due to construction, the Wi-Fi went down, which prevented me and my brothers from going to class. The issue went on until the afternoon of the 22nd. On the 23rd, I did a 7-mile walk south, took the train 14 miles north, and then walked home 7 miles south again. On the 24th, I delivered some presents. The rest of December was fine. To end the year, I put 2020 on a card, and at midnight, I ripped the card up into pieces, and good riddance that this year is over. On the plus side, that's when my bullying era ended due to leaving everyone alone, but mainly in March, April, June, July, August, and some of September, this year sucked. I don't know who likes this year, but do you know who hates it? Almost everyone in the whole wide world. We're all glad that this year is gone and we're likely happy to be living at this moment. 2020 sucks. And so does online school. 2021, which was my favorite year, so far, will forever be 999 million billion trillion quadrillion quintillion googolplex infinity times better than 2020. End of rant.